everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll teach you guys how to make a recycled ragwig bracelet, one of my most unique bracelets that has sold a lot and it seems very popular among my customers and followers. It's actually based on the ever popular modern rag rug, which is made from recycled cloth, and it's usually used as some sort of rug around the house. You've probably seen it before at probably someone's garage sale, or maybe it's even in your own house. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, you'll need 6 strands of thread, each strand being around 36 inches or a yard long. And then you need 1 long strand, which would be about 5 feet or 60 inches long. And for this bracelet, I'll be using the orange strand to represent this thread. So first, start by folding all of the green strings in half and then line up the orange string so the long end of it is on the one side and then it lines up with the green strands on the other side. And then make an overhand knot in the middle and make sure that the sides are pretty much equal. You want the knot to be offset around 1 inch because this will just make your buckle, which we'll make later, a little more centered. Also, we can't forget, since this is a recycled ragwig bracelet, you're going to need scraps of your old recycled thread. I've actually saved my scrap thread from previous projects, but if you haven't made any previous projects before, you can just cut strands of string, random colors, about 12 inches long. You don't want to make them too short because then you won't be able to work with them. So once your strands are all knotted together, clip them to your clipboard. You can see my eclectic clipboard right here. And separate your long strand, so for me I'll be using the orange strand, separate it from the rest of them, and you want to start to create a buckle. And a buckle is formed when you make a forward knot and a backward knot, and you alternate this pattern around your other loop of strings, so you should be knotting it around the 6 green strings in the middle. So you should repeat that until it's about 1 inch long. Once you're done, take your newly created buckle off of your clipboard and unknot the knot that you made before. You made the knot just to secure the strands, so once you take it out, you'll be able to finally start knotting your bracelet. Now bend your buckle in the shape of a U and attach it to your clipboard. Separate the orange strand that you were just knotting with, and separate 1 green strand. You're going to knot with this orange strand across all of these green strands. For each green strand, remember to make 2 forward knots with the orange strand. And finally, knot the orange working strand around the last orange strand. You should have 13 strands in all. Try as hard as you can to knot in a straight line, but it's okay if you don't, because you can straighten it out later. Try to straighten it as well as you can with your fingers, but if it's not perfectly straight, that's okay. I couldn't get it straight here, as you could tell. When you're done, put your bracelet back onto the clipboard and continue making the next row, this time using backward knots instead of forward knots. Remember, like the previous row, make sure to do 2 backward knots for every green strand. When you start to run out of string, as I did here, then grab your next color of string, it can be any color you want, and make a square knot with the orange strand. So tie it as close as you possibly can to the base of the orange strand, and then using scissors, cut off the excess thread and leave about 1/4 inch remaining. Now just continue to work on your bracelet, being extra careful to make sure that the knot remains above your workspace, not below. You don't want it to go to the back of the bracelet. After all, the knot is what makes this bracelet special. Continue to replenish your string when you run out. As always, make sure to do either 2 forward knots or 2 backward knots, depending on which direction you're going in. Here, I'll show you again how to connect 2 strings of different colors. Here I'm connecting the blue string to the pink string. Make sure you do a square knot as close to the base of the working strand as you can, and cut off the excess string with scissors, leaving only about 1/4 inch left. Now take extra care to knot around the knot to make sure that the knot that you just tied stays above your workspace and it doesn't dip below. And do this for as long as you want, so this will be pretty much the length of your bracelet. So I count the length of my bracelet as the length of the buckle plus the length of the entire bracelet, and I usually make that around 6 inches since that's a pretty standard size. But you can make it however long you want.
Three hours later.
Make sure you finish knotting at the end of a row. Now separate your 14 strands into 7 strands each, and separate each group of 7 strands into 3 smaller strands. And braid each 7-string bunch so you get 2 braids in all. Make each braid around 6 inches long. Make an overhand knot at the end of each braid once you're done. Okay, you're almost done. Now all that's left to do is cut the strings at the end of each braid. And there you have it. You're all done with your own recycled ragwig bracelet. To purchase this bracelet or any more than I've made, please visit my website, alex-innovations.weebly.com, and check out my Instagram page at alexinnovations. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the bracelets coming. Thank you for watching. Bye!